Hello and welcome to week 3 of 2D animation and interactivity. Just a reminder, your exercises from last week are due this evening, as always at 11:59, so you have through the day to complete those. Make sure they're in the Dropbox, make sure they went through. If you ever have any troubles with that, make sure you email me and we'll sort of figure out what's going on. So, as you can probably tell by looking at week 2, you have 2 more exercises dealing with more complicated, though not horribly complicated, expansions of what we did in week 1 there, or sorry, week 2. We're going to sort of review via some of these exercises, some things you've already done, some motion tweens, etc., some symbols. But we're going to introduce a couple new ideas. The first exercise has to do with what's called simple properties. We're going to be creating a motion tween and adding some particular properties to it. And the second exercise is going to be what's called frame-by-frame animation. This is going to be kind of a left turn in terms of how to animate. It's slightly different, but it's hopefully going to open up possibilities or ideas as we head into your first project, which you're going to get here in the next week or two. So, without further ado, I'm going to head into this exercise. You'll see as time moves on here, I'm going to skip some steps, mainly. If you look at the handout for this, I'm sort of skipping steps 1 through 3. We're going to create an ActionScript 3.0 file. You should know how to create a new file. I'm going to step to step 4, and we're under making the red square graphics. We're sticking to these simple shapes that we're going to do stuff to. So it says double click on the layer 1 and rename it in the timeline and rename it red square. What we're introducing here, and I'm going to quickly do this, red square, if I can spell, is playing with this idea of layers up here. Okay, those of you who've worked with Photoshop or really other graphics programs, you'll know that we can sort of deal in layers. The idea behind dealing with layers, and that's up in the timeline here, is that you can control, specify certain things, and in this case it's going to be a properties thing we're going to do with this graphic. You can specify or you can sort of hone in on a particular area of an animation without affecting other layers. This is also, in the sort of grandest scheme of things, a very sort of important organizational tool. For the most part, we want layers for most things that are happening in our animation, so that things don't get tied together, mixed up. You don't head down a road in which things are linked together, meaning on the same layer, and you can't separate those things out or change them. Okay, so I'm going to name this thing red square, and that's sort of setting up good organization. So step 5 says at the top, we're going to insert new symbol, so I'm going to insert a new symbol. I'm going to name this thing red square. I'm going to make sure it is a graphic, step 7 there. And remember, we sort of pop over into the library here. It says choose the rectangle tool. The rectangle tool, we used the circle tool, or sorry, the oval tool last week. We're going to choose the rectangle tool, which is over here. I'm going to choose a fill color. Here I'm on step 9 of red. So I'm going to choose a red. And then it says click and hold and draw a square. You can make a perfect square by holding down Shift on your keyboard. So I'm going to hold down Shift. I'm going to center this thing right off the bat. Remember, I have no fill color over here. We just want a straight thing here. Okay. Now, that's just the red square graphic. This should be pretty much a review at this point. So I'm going to click over here to scene 1, and this is where we sort of head into the second part of this exercise, which is creating the tween with a rotation. Okay. So it says take the graphic from the library called red square and drop it on the stage bottom left. Okay, so I'm going to go grab this guy and I'm going to pop him. I'm going to use my selection tool to move him bottom left. Okay. Now it says move up to frame 60, and what we're going to do this time is we're going to learn a little trick here. I'm going to go up to frame 60. And before I had you, I believe last week I would say go up to frame 60 and go insert timeline, and you would insert a frame there. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you a little keyboard shortcut. This is going to be Control. If you're a PC user, it's Alt, I think. I'm not sure. I'm using a Mac. We're going to Control click on that frame, and it says a menu will appear, and we just want to insert frame. This is just a keyboard shortcut. Okay. Since we insert these frames and later inserting keyframes very often, using the keyboard is going to become pretty handy here. Okay. So it says choose any frame between frame 1 and 60 and also Control click. Okay, it knows that we're inside or we're in between here, that we're not on a keyframe, so I'm going to Control click on that, and we're going to create a motion tween. Okay, so for the most part, this should be review. This shouldn't be anything new. The only thing new is this little Control click thing. Okay, step 19 says click directly on frame 60. So I'm going to click directly on frame 60. Okay, and it says with the black selection arrow tool, grab the red square and move it to the top right of the stage. This is creating the motion tween just as we did last week. Okay, so I'm going to click there. Boom, we have our tween. I can move my playhead back and forth and sort of note that that tween is happening. Okay, now it says, and this is where the idea of properties comes in. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on any frame in between 1 and 60, and I'm going to choose my Properties tab, which is over here. Remember, these two tabs, the Library and the Properties, sort of go hand in hand. Properties is where we change things. We change what is considered the properties of a symbol. Okay, we're going to work on a very simple one, which is rotation. So we say, sort of step 23 here says under rotation, choose 3 times. So I'm going to click on this, and I can just type on my keyboard 3 times. Okay. Sorry, got into a different menu there. You can see actually in this drop-down menu you can choose clockwise or counterclockwise. You can choose what's called orient to path, which we'll talk about in a later exercise. Okay, so now when we grab our playhead and move this, that rotates 3 times. Okay, the speed of that rotation is going to depend on how long that tween is, how many times you rotate it. If you want something spinning super fast, you might set that to 10 or 12. That's going to sort of affect how this sort of looks and feels. Okay. Now, in interest of time, I'm going to sort of stop the video, and I'm going to sort of head into creating new layers, symbols, and tweens. I'm going to review it before I head into it, but it should be something that's pretty straightforward. Step 24 says create a new layer. We create a new layer down here in the bottom left of our layers window, and if you scroll over this little piece of paper that has sort of the corner folded over, that's new layer. So I can hit new layer. That's how you create a new layer. You're going to rename that purple square, and then you're going to create a new layer that's green square. Okay. Step 26 says insert 2 new symbols, make one a purple square and one a green square, and repeat steps 1 through 10. Okay, that's going to be making it. We're also going to, sorry, I don't know if I said step 26 or 27 there. Step 27 is create motion tweens across the same 60 frames on their respective layers. Rotate each of these symbols as well. So, in a nutshell, you are making 2 new symbols. One is called purple square and one is called green square, and you're going to have them on their respective layers. So I'll just quickly do that. I'll go purple square. Boom, and green square. Now, this is where I'm going to stop the video, again, just in the interest of time, and create 2 new symbols. Okay, one's a green square, one's a purple square, and then I'm going to insert them into their respective layers, make motion tweens, and then file save as this, and sort of demonstrate what our final product is on this one. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm back here. It's sort of the cooking show aspect of this. I sort of step away and voila, have certain things done. You will notice I have added, or already added, a purple square layer and a green square layer. If you look over in my library, I have a green square, I have a purple square, and I have my original red square. Please position these when you do your tween so that we can sort of see that they're happening. You'll note that mine are sort of bottom left, middle, and bottom right, and then they go up to the top. One other thing I want you to notice is that when we move into an area, say a frame like this, you'll notice that there's a hierarchy, meaning that layers are literally on top of each other. If you look up here, you'll see that green square is on top of purple square, and purple square is on top of red square. Okay, that is because the top layer is on the top. If I were to grab green square and put it down here, it goes behind there. Okay, those of you who've worked in Photoshop before sort of know that that happens in relation to Photoshop. Okay, so pardon my window coming up there. What I want you to do is basically this: three motion tweens, three symbols, and saving this file as your name, simpleproperties_.fla. Remember to control test this movie. This SWF, which it looks like people have been handing in, this is what you guys hand in to me. Okay, so that's it for simple properties. Again, we're going to head into your next exercise, which is called frame by frame animation. This is a much different way to animate, and again is main purpose, just like these, is to open up simple animated opportunities or technically interesting ways to animate. I believe next week, I haven't looked at the schedule, I believe it's next week, you're going to be assigned Project 1. Start thinking about how to make simple narratives, simple stories with the things that we have done so far. So that's it for this exercise. Email me with any problems, and I'll see you on the next exercise.